Thanks very much for coming, everyone. Like to start by congratulating you all on pulling the Good Friday shift, and I hope you're enjoying the day. I started off by trying to work out how many hot cross buns you can sit in an individual sitting. It turns out you can eat a lot. But can I begin by thanking all our healthcare workers for the wonderful work they've been doing. And today, I'd like to just pass my thanks on to all those people who are working to look after our guests in the hotels around the Perth metropolitan area under, some pretty trying circumstances. And we thank them all for their dedication around keeping those people as comfortable as possible. And today we see the end of the 14-day isolation period for passengers who were on board the Vasco da Gama. Obviously, they would be welcoming the opportunity to get back on with their lives. The Western Australian contingent have been on Rottnest Island and will return this afternoon via ferry, where they can be picked up by family or friends. The interstate contingent have been isolating at the Crown Metropole and Promenade hotels. So the state government is aware that there are limited flights available for people returning home following their 14-day isolation in Western Australia. The Department of Health is liaising with other agencies and airlines to determine viable solutions for these people to help get these people home as soon as practicable. While flights have been arranged to transport these people home, they will continue to be accommodated by the state. We want to reassure people that who have been in isolation, that we will be working to make the transition home as smooth as possible for them, so they can return to their homes and families as quickly as they can. We understand those in isolation and quarantine have endured difficulty and stress, and appreciate the sacrifice they and their family and friends are making to keep our community safe. With the majority of COVID-19 diagnosis currently linked to people who have been travelling, it's important that we undertake prudent isolation methods while providing support for those who are affected by this unprecedented situation. The coming days will see a number of people getting the opportunity to return home, and we wish them all very well. And I stress, the government and the Department of Health are doing everything we can to make that transition as smooth as possible. We have difficult circumstances at the moment because flights have been severely interrupted, and getting people out to their state of origin may take, in some cases, some days. But we'll work as quickly as we can with the airlines, with other governments, and with those people to make sure that their transition is as smooth as possible. I now ask the Deputy Chief Health Officer, Dr. Robin Lawrence, and Incident Control Officer to make some comments in relation to the arrangements for those people.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Look, I'd just like to make a special few words to the passengers from the Vasco da Gama and passengers coming out of isolation and quarantine in the next few days and their families. As the Deputy Premier has said, this afternoon at 4:30, the passengers from the Vasco da Gama will be released from their quarantine. Many of the interstate passengers will not be able to return home due to the lack of flights that are currently available. I want to reassure all of those passengers and their families that we will continue to care for them, provide their accommodation and food, and get them home to their families and their homes as soon as possible. We ask that passengers remain in their rooms until we can talk to them later today. I've been down to the Crown this morning to talk to all of the passengers via the intercom so that they have been made aware of the efforts we are undertaking to get them home as soon as we can. But as of 4:30 this afternoon, they will have some increased freedom to move around the local area and the city as long as they maintain social distancing as required. We're very grateful for their patience and consideration during the 14 days that they have been undertaking quarantine. For all other future passengers, we'll be in contact soon and working out where they've come from and how we can get them home. And we thank them for their patience and for keeping the state of Western Australia, themselves and their families safe during this time.
Thank you, Robin. Just to provide details of today's numbers, we have just 7 new cases in Western Australia, which when combined with the Artania patients takes us to 11. The Department of Health is reporting as part of these 11 new cases of COVID-19 brings the state's total to 506. The department is still working through contact details for the new cases, but this is what we know. 11 new cases overnight, aged between 25 and 78 years. Of the Western Australian cases, 9 are from the metropolitan area, 2 are from the Goldfields. 9 of today's cases are related to cruise ships or overseas travel. The cruise ships involved include the 4 from the Artania, 1 from the Celebrity Apex, 3 from the Costa Victoria, and 1 from the Ruby Princess. The total number of cases linked to cruise ships is now 191, and this includes 53 from the Ruby Princess and 65 from the Artania. As with all cases, contact tracing is underway to ensure all close contacts have been notified or are self-isolating. There are currently 34 confirmed COVID-19 patients in metropolitan hospitals. Of those, 17 are in ICU. To date, 20,638 people, West Australians, have been tested negative, and 4,221 are from regional WA. And there are now 203 recovered cases in the state. Just in other details, I can confirm that 14 employees based out at the Kalgoorlie Health Campus are currently self-isolating as a precautionary measure after coming into contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19. These healthcare workers are well and currently self-isolating at home. WA Country Health Service has also WA Country Health Service has also offered alternative accommodation support to those who are unable to safely isolate in their normal residence. Kalgoorlie Health Campus remains fully operational, with the WA Country Health Service currently utilising existing teams from within the region to ensure service provision. The organisation is coordinating additional resources to be deployed to the region to support service continuity for the days and weeks ahead. The current regional breakdown for confirmed cases is Goldfields 6, Great Southern 9, Kimberley 17, Midwest 3, Pilbara 5, Southwest 9, and the Wheat Belt is now 9. So I'll invite any questions.